day 7 of the HS Awareness Week, and I'm back home, so I'm walking in my own neighborhoods today. And it actually fits the topic really well because my topic today is my HS story and phage therapy. So further on in this video, I will also show you a little clip from another patient, HS patient, who used phage therapy for her HS. And I will talk about my story, how HS began for me. So my first spot of HS was on my right shoulder when I was 13 years old, right around the start of my period, which is pretty common with many HS patients, even though it can occur on every age. One of the markers is puberty and hormones. So for women, that's puberty or even pregnancy that can start HS. But for others, it just starts somewhere. But it happens often in a young age, around the first period of a woman. So for me, that was the case. And the first, I think, 2 years, I hid my HS from the world, from my parents, until I had to go to the doctor, the school doctor, which was obligated if you did not have a letter of your parents, which they didn't want to give me because they already felt there was something going on with me. So I had to go to the doctor, and he said, well, you have a really bad acne problem, go to your general practitioner. So he informed my parents, and I had to go to my general practitioner, who put me on tetracycline, which is an antibiotic, and that helped. It made it, well, a little bit more quiet, a little bit less explosive. But then my general practitioner said, well, this is not enough, so I'm going to send you to a dermatologist. So that was my first dermatologist. And he said, even though we already found HS on the internet and said, well, we think our daughter has HS, he said to me, no, this is not HS because she has it on her back and that's not HS. Because then it was still believed that HS was a gland disease, a sweat gland disease. And you have that in your armpits and in your groin area, and I did not have HS there at the time. So he said, no, this is acne conglobata, or a form of acne. I have to put you on Accutane, and Accutane is horrible. It has so many side effects and so many risks that I got really, really depressed on it. My skin got so flaky and so dry. My lips as well. Every time I smiled, my lips burst open and started to bleed. It was horrible. I had a lot of hair coming out. It was just a horrible, horrible drug. So after 6 months, it didn't help. So then the dermatologist said, that's all I can do. You can go back on antibiotics, go back to your general practitioner, and he can prescribe you more antibiotics. So then, after many years of struggling and not knowing how to care for the wounds, I went to a dermatologist in Amsterdam, because I was living in Amsterdam at the time, where I live now. And that was like 10 years later or something. And my general practitioner here in Amsterdam said, well, this is the best dermatologist of Amsterdam. So I went to her, and she said, you don't have HS, even though my general practitioner said, yeah, you have HS, because I have more patients who have HS. But my dermatologist there said, no, this is not HS. You need to go on Accutane. And I was like, I'm not going on that drug again, because it didn't help me. I only had side effects. Yeah, but you really have to go on it because you can't leave it this way. But I refused, and I came back home crying. So that made me be completely done with dermatologist for a while, and I started to try a lot of like alternative medicine, like acupuncture and Reiki and homeopathic medicine, herb medicine, diets. I tried like everything in the book and nothing worked. So then I had a few spots that I needed to be operated on, so I switched my general practitioner. They sent me to the surgeon, who surgically removed a few of my spots, which gave complications because first they tried to sew them shut, so they tried to stitch them, and then they opened again. It was horrible. So after that, I found a new dermatologist, and she was more understanding, knew more about different kinds of treatments. So she said, well, here in the Netherlands, it's still under trial, but you could maybe see on the internet what you think about Humira or Remicade. So I searched on the internet, and I was like, okay, this is not for me. I know my HS is worse, or is painful and stuff, but the risks that come with these medicine, I don't want to take them. I have a family, and I don't want to make my health worse than it already is. So then I had more antibiotics, and I tried some prednisone, and prednisone worked really well. Actually, I was extremely happy with the prednisone. Only the side effects were, well, not so nice. So then my dermatologist said, okay, we have to stop the prednisone again, because if you already have these side effects, you're way too young to already have that. So then she said, well, just ask for antibiotics every time you have it really bad, and then we will give you antibiotics. So I used so many different types of antibiotics over the years, and every time that helped for a while. And then I was really happy. But then on the next course of antibiotics, it worked less, and my HS came back as soon as I stopped the antibiotics. And then it took longer for every course to work until it didn't work at all. So there was some type of resistance building up, and they still don't know why, because the resistance doesn't really show extremely in lab results. So they don't know really why, but it happened. And then my dad called me up and he said, I saw a television program called Doctors of Tomorrow, and they are talking about bacterial phages. I was like, okay. My dad calls me, well, once a month, and then he finds something that can cure or help me with my HS, and at the moment I was like, well, we have to see about that, I'm not so sure, really skeptical. And he said, no, watch the program, maybe it can be something for you. So after 2 months, he was still persistent that I watched the program, so I watched the program. And then I became really interested in phage therapy and in bacterial phages. I was like, okay, maybe it's worth a try. So then I began researching this option. I became at first researching this therapy. What is it about? And I found out that it's a natural organism that I already have in my body and that's already around us. And they scientifically use that. They isolate this organism and give it in different forms of application. And at first this organism, I thought, oh, it kills bacteria. And I was like, okay, then I have to know if I have bacteria in my HS. So then I went to my dermatologist and I asked her, could you please check for me if I have bacteria in my lesions? So then we checked, and the first came back sterile. And I was like, okay, if I don't have any bacteria, and a lot of dermatologists say, well, HS is not bacterial, then it can't help me. So then I still studied this treatment, because I became really interested in this option of using like nature's own antibiotic instead of all the antibiotics I was taking. And then I came across a few blogs. I came across a blog of Diana, and Diana also used phages and was now in remission, and she had HS, and I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. So I became into contact with Diana, and I will show you a little clip next of the conversation that I had with her a few days ago. Now we are both taking phages with a lot of success. So today we are walking for HS again, and today I'm walking with Diane. Diane, yeah, in English. Yeah. Diane. And Diane also uses phages. It's the topic we are talking about today. And she has great effects with the phages for her HS as well.
Yes.
Even though her general doctor did not find bacteria with her, the Eliava could still help her. And she doesn't even have to use phages anymore now for a couple of months.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And still flare-free. So that's really, really amazing. So we are working for HS awareness today.
Yes.
And we hope to create a lot of awareness Talk to you guys soon. Bye. And then, after I saw her blog and read her entire blog, I found a blog from a girl named Ina from Malta, who was also using phages, only in a distance treatment, also from the Eliava in Georgia, where this phage treatment is given. And she also had remission. And she never mentioned bacteria. I was like, okay, if this worked for other HS patients, I have to go back to my dermatologist and see if she can do more. So I went to my dermatologist and said, okay, can we do different kinds of swabs? Can we do swabs from lesions that are closed, open them up, and then swab them to see if like the fresh drainage that comes from it has bacteria? So we started to do that, and then every single time we found bacteria. And I was like, this is completely interesting because this makes me viable for this treatment. So then I contacted Eliava, which is the clinic that does phage therapy in Georgia. And I asked the Eliava, can you treat me? Can you treat HS? And then they said, yeah, it's on our website. We treat HS. You can come on over, arrange it. So I started crowdfunding the money because it's not a proven cure in Western medicine yet. They are already doing trials, but it's not proven yet. So I started crowdfunding. And in 3 weeks I had 8,000 euros. So I could go to Georgia to get the treatment. So I went there and started to vlog everything. And within 5 days, my HS began to clear up. So I can show you what they give me. So I have creams, but I also have these little bottles. Let me show you. I have these little bottles. You drink them, and you can also soak them on a bandage and put them directly on open wounds, so the phages can go directly where they need to be. But at the moment I drink this one in the morning. This is the intestiphage. And I drink this one in the evening, which is a staphylococcal phage, but it's different per person because phages are a personal approach. So I started taking them, and within 5 days, my existing lesions began to clear up. I began to have more energy. And now I'm taking phages for 2 months. And sometimes I also use this. This is a Dutch product. It's named Gladskin. And it contains endolysins from phages. And this works if you have Staphylococcus aureus or MRSA infections anywhere on your body. So you can have it with eczema because it's also used for eczema. But I have Staphylococcus aureus under my armpit. So currently I also use this cream with it. And it helps. It's really, for me, it's a miracle. After 20 years of fighting, 20 years of finding a cure, 20 years of horrible treatments with horrible side effects making my body even more sick, I can finally say I have a treatment without side effects that really helps my HS. So now my study isn't done. It's working for me, which is really awesome. I'm being studied while taking this treatment by doctors to see if this can be a possibility for more HS patients. But my journey is not done because now my mission is to bring this treatment all over the world for HS patients. Because I really do believe that this can be something that can work for a lot of HS patients. Not every HS patient, because we all know it's a really personal disease. But especially with new studies coming, calling HS a possibility of a biofilm disease, phages can be extremely interesting because where antibiotics can't kill biofilms in many times, phages can. So it's becoming a very interesting treatment for many HS patients, even if they don't find any bacteria, because I found out while using them and researching them more that phages do more than kill bacteria. They also modulate your immune system back to normal, which we all know part of a pathway where immune system is hyperactive. And next to that, it also restores your microbiome, which is like your skin flora and your intestinal flora, which you need for your immune system and for having a healthy skin. And it also works as an anti-inflammatory. So we know that it's an auto-inflammatory disease. So an anti-inflammatory, just like a biological like Humira or prednisone, which is also an anti-inflammatory. This is the natural way of doing that without harming yourself, but it's scientific, so it's not like turmeric or any, which can also work. But you can take also turmeric and this, so maybe then the effect will even be greater. So now I created a group where now there are more HS patients who use phages and are going to use phages, and we share our experience in there. And so far everybody has effect. I did not hear one HS patient who has no effect whatsoever. So they all notice effect. Their boils go down, the ones they do get less severe. And for me personally, I was dealing with a pain score 7 to 8 daily out of 10. And within 2 months, I'm 0 to 3 pain score. I can walk again, I can ride my bike again, I can bring my daughter to school again. I'm extremely happy with that I decided to take this leap of faith and go to Georgia and use this treatment. So this is my story, and my story continues in fighting for every HS patient, because it's really nice that I'm helped by this treatment, but it's even more nice if the millions of patients around the world get the chance to use these amazing phages without side effects. And even if it just helps to clear your HS for 50% without the side effects, I think people would already be helped. And for me, at this moment, in 2 months in, and it can even get better, my HS is cleared for 80%. So my pain is gone for 80%. And now I'm at my period time. For me, this is hell time. Normally I can't walk at this time because I have so many flare-ups. But I'm walking, I'm even wearing underwear. I'm wearing jeans. I don't know if you can see it. I'm wearing jeans. So every HS patient knows wearing jeans is like, well, you can hardly ever wear jeans. So it's amazing. So this is my story. This was my last vlog for the HS Awareness Week. Thank you so much everybody who took the time to watch my videos, who took the time to take a picture walking and tagging other people, and for creating awareness with me. And I really hope that you keep on sharing these videos with your family and with your friends to give HS the attention that it needs, and the patients the approval to be who they are, and not that they don't have to feel ashamed to show who they are with their HS and to come to the light, because this is extremely important. So thank you so much for watching all my videos, and I wish you all a lovely day. And of course I will continue vlogging about other topics than the HS Awareness Week. So thank you guys, bye.